All right, so today we are going to get our fall garden started. We have here some Jiffy Pods. These are usually what I use to get my seeds going. I've got my Jiffy tray. We'll go ahead and get these lined up. What I'm gonna try to do is I've got some, these are broccoli, these are Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts take a long time to grow. Broccoli, not so much. It says days to maturity, 75 days. So I'm going to be rotating those in because I think last year we had like a month or two in. We were done with the broccoli and I want to be able to put some in when we pull those out. So I'm going to get these put in with some water and they'll start to absorb. Alright, so if you read the instructions on the back, it says place pellets in watertight tray and add warm water, drain water when pellets are 1.5 inches tall. Plant seeds according to package instructions, water when pellets turn light brown. To harden off plants, place outside in shade for several days, bring plants in at night. The transplant dig holes deep enough to cover tops of pellets. So simple enough. We'll go ahead and we'll put these in here and I'll bring y'all around for that. All right, so these pellets, they have a flat side with nothing on them and they have like a beveled side. You want that bevel to be up. You stick them in here and I always try to grow more than what I need. That way I can always give some to some people. And I have some cauliflower coming in too. So we're gonna give these space. So like I'll start my next row right here. I'll give them a gap. That way I can definitely tell what's where. And I'll put a label up in here too. And by the way, it is like 150 freaking degrees in here right now. With all my fans turned off, but I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you, YouTube. I am dripping sweat. I'm already watering these with my sweat. So I got broccoli and Brussels sprouts right here. So that's good for now until I get my other stuff in. And you can always add more, pull them out when you want. So we'll go ahead and get some water dumped in here. And this is warm water that's been in the garage for a little bit. I'll just kind of fill up the tray, and I might add some more. If this is too much water, I'll add some more. But you'll see, they'll start swelling up. And I'll put you on time lapse so you see that. All right, so while those finish getting all filled up with water and absorbing, I just want to show you my light setup. I did all of this with 120 4-foot fluorescent LED bulbs. I will put all the materials you need. I'll turn you around and I'll talk about it real quick. This is my light setup. Last year, I had it sitting on that bench over there, but I kind of wanted it out of the way, and I had this large rack that I use for storage. And so I want to have them kind of out of the way. And so these are just plain Jane fluorescent fixtures that you can get from Lowe's. And I went ahead and I put the daylight LEDs in here just so they would use less power. And I don't run them 24 hours a day. I usually do it for like 12 to 16 hours a day when I remember. I've got a timer that I haven't quite figured out yet. But I mounted them. I just made a quick little mount on 6x4s. You could probably take them and zip tie them to a rack like this, and it'd be perfectly fine. But I just did it that way, and it works out really well. So what I'll do is I'll take my trays and slide them under here, and then I'll show y'all where to go from there. Hope y'all can hear me all right. I got the fans on. It is, I say, like 100 degrees outside right now. So I've got these. I got these on Amazon. The brand is Instant Latch. I've never used them before, but the price was right. So these are just a Waltham 29 broccoli, heirloom variety, central head 4 inches to 6 inches diameter. The ones we've grown in the past were kind of smaller, so I kind of want a bigger head. So I'm gonna have my broccoli here, my Brussels sprouts, and these are gonna be for my cabbage. They haven't gotten yet. I think they're in the mailbox. So what you do is, I get these little skewers that you use for like barbecue and stuff, and I use these. And I'll just take them and I'll go in and just kind of stick it in and kind of spin it around just to give me a little bit of an opening at the top. Just a little swizzle there. Like I said, I hope y'all can hear me all right. I know the fans are going off, but I cannot turn the fans off in here, or I'm going to die of heat exhaustion today. And we'll take our broccoli. I hate, for all seed providers, please put them in a Ziploc bag inside of here, because this is just a lot of seeds. I think there's 250 seeds in here. And this tray will do 50. This will do 50 pods. So you can have 50 things. I had peppers and tomatoes and everything growing out of here this spring. So I got 2 or 3 seeds, and I'll drop them in. And I'll just keep going like that. Just put 2 or 3 in there. Once they start producing, if you see a bunch of them come up, you can just cut with scissors the ones that are kind of smaller and just go with the bigger ones. That's what I'll usually do. That one had a lot more than 2 or 3 in it. But I'm at the method of plant more, prune more. You know, I'd rather have more come up than none at all. So we get the broccoli put in there. Alright, and you really barely even got to cover them up too. I mean, you just got to get them in there and kind of just smooth it over a little bit just to get those started. Alright, and then the other one is Brussels sprouts. Now Brussels sprouts take a long time to produce. I think we had 5 or 6 plants last year, and well, that's cute. So this is from the Marty, Ross and Company. And it has a picture of their daughter on it. That's really cute. But it's got their email and everything on there. So if you want some of these seeds, that's a good source. And this is 500 Brussels sprout seeds. You know, one thing I didn't know about Brussels sprouts and cauliflower and cabbage and, you know, all this stuff. This is all from one plant called a brassica. I have to look more into it, but it like comes from like England. Like a spinach plant. They grew on the rocks, and they developed, you know, different strains of that plant. But essentially, all broccoli, all cabbage, all cauliflower, you know, Brussels sprouts, it all comes from the same plant. So same method, just put 2, 3, 4 seeds. That one had like 4 in there per hole. This is something really fun you can do with your kids, you know. Kids love getting their hands dirty. They love, you know, seeing stuff grow. My wife's a teacher, and they do a cabbage project every year where they give a kid a cabbage, and they take it to school, and they grow it. And I think kids really enjoy seeing something develop from what they did, what they started, you know, something from seed, or, you know, something from a small seedling at least. And I think that's pretty cool to be getting children and kids invested and interested in farming and growing stuff, because if not, those who are sitting on their phones watching YouTube, the guys doing it instead of doing it themselves. So alright, so now we'll take this over there. Like I said, I'm still waiting on my cabbage seeds to come in, but we'll go ahead and put this under the lights. Oh, last but not least, before I put this under the lights, I'll put the cover on it. I don't always have the cover on. Once they start getting pretty big, I'll take the cover off and start weaning them off. But this just kind of gives it the greenhouse effect. So that's what we're trying to do here. When you're putting your pods in here, you really want to make sure you have your. I mean, it's not so important right at the beginning, but once they start producing leaves and everything like that, you want to make sure you have it like centered. Because the plant is going to travel towards the sun. So like if you have tomatoes, they get kind of long and they get what they call leggy, to where it'll start, if it's like not in direct sun, it'll start to bend and curve, and those kind of usually don't work out. They get longer instead of like firm, you know, like instead of thick, they put more of their energy into getting towards that sunlight, you know. And these LED bulbs, like I said, are the specific whatever spectrum that they need to be. Like I said, I'll put links in all this down here if y'all want to do this yourself. But it's a cool little project, and most of the stuff I grew this year I started in these pods, and everything turned out really well. But I haven't done fall plants in this yet, so I'm a little concerned about the heat, but I think it'll be all right. But you can probably put, I think I had 4 trays going like this way in the spring, which I'd be pushing it to do that right now with this rack, because I need to space them out or reconfigure my light situation. But for now, I could probably put 1 here and 1 here if I wanted to. I don't need that many. But what I will do is come a little later down the road in this, like maybe October, November, I'm gonna plant another succession. That way when I'm pulling some of these up, I can put some more back in and get like a double harvest. So that's basically the method and how I plan on doing this. And it's a real cost efficient way, because these trays last a long time. They're UV resistant. I've had them outside. You don't have to have a light set up. You can put these in the windowsill. But like I said, if you have something like a tomato plant or a pepper plant, they'll tend to get a little leggy. They'll try to travel towards the sunlight, so you gotta be really careful to like rotate your trays and stuff like that, which I will do on this. And I will keep y'all updated in the next few weeks. I would say probably within a week or 2, we'll have some movement coming out of the soil, and within probably a month we'll have these out in the ground. And later on today, I'm going to be putting some green beans in those fall beds that we prepped the other day. And if you haven't watched that video, I'm going to put the I forget which side it is, the iCard. I'm going to put that link right up here, so you can go watch that and see how to do that. And if you want to build a raised bed like I did, like I said, just put it in the comments and down below, or go to my Instagram and DM. But that's going to be it for today, guys, as far as I know. I'm just going to be messing around in the garage and trying to get my life in order. So please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and hope we can all grow together this fall and coming in next spring. So enjoy.